Rightio, it's live again on Hoggout, and the IPL is well underway. There are a few teams that surprised me, a few teams that didn't surprise me, but it's been extremely entertaining. Now, we're just quickly going to talk about Gujarat Titans and Mumbai Indians last night because that was the last game that was played, and then we'll just have a quick preview between RCB and Punjab Kings. What do I think is going to happen there? Let's find out after the bumper. Well, Hardik Pandya last night against Gujarat, he felt like he was an Australian playing against India over on Indian soil with all the boos that he was getting. But I thought it was a good run for him being captain of the Mumbai Indians in his first game. And it's not going to get any harder than that playing against his old team last year where he was captain. He's got that out of his road now, and he can move forward. The thing I like about Hardik Pandya last night, he took the boos on the chin. He decided he's going to open the bowling. He got a little bit of tap on the first over, and he decided to go for a second over in that power play as well. That was one of the moments where it just fell away for the Mumbai Indians a little bit. Lucky for Boomer in there coming back. I thought their spin department in Chawla and Milani were not good enough. I think they've got to go to Kartikeya, get him back in the lineup. I just think he's got more options and still have Chawla there as well. But I just thought the spin let them down. And then we'll just flip over onto the Gujarat team. Saiki Shaw was absolutely sensational. Rashid Khan was brilliant. But Mohit Sharma. Now, did I get that right? Let me just go back through the scorecard there. Mohit Sharma bowling out or through those middle overs was sensational. Gujarat Titans don't have Shami. We all know that. But the way that they operated their bowlers, the way that Gill captain was superb, and he tried to utilise all the other options that he's got up front in Amazi. I really liked Amazi with the way he swung the ball in the first over. Umesh Yadav, utilising them out the front and back ends as well as Spencer Johnson, but having a pace option with the spin in the middle overs to create that extra pressure. Mohit Sharma was the key last night around the spinners. Now, I think, who have we got up here first, AK? I think it was Saiki Kishore that I wanted to talk about, if you could get his little picture up there. Saiki Kishore, I had a chat to him a couple of years ago when he was on the Chennai Super Kings list. The thing I like about him last night was the way that he kept his composure, and he had a lot of variety in the height that he delivered the ball. There was a bit of round arm. Should I get over here? A bit of a round arm, and then higher up as well where he got the overspin and a little bit of bite. So side arm, skid. When he got a bit of height, overspin, extra bounce and turn, he really bamboozled the Mumbai Indians batsman. And the way that he set up Rohit Sharma was sensational. That was one of the more round arm deliveries that just skidded on. Rohit Sharma had no idea, trying to go for the sweep shot there. I'm going to give the kid a big break there because that was a big wicket in the moment of the game. So brilliant stuff by Saiki Kishore. Make sure you watch out for this kid, Gujarat Titans fans, because I think he's going to play a big part with Mohsin Khan to bring you to victory this year. The next point I wanted to talk about with this particular game with the Mumbai Indians was Rashid Khan bowling, Rashid Khan bowling to Tim David. Tim David has been bought for big bucks. Rashid Khan has been bought for big bucks as well. So Tim David's around about the $900,000 mark, but Rashid Khan's an extra $800,000 on his paycheck as well. So there's $800,000 difference here. But why would you pick a batsman of this caliber, pay so much But when a leg spinner of Rashid Khan's ability is bowling, keep him off strike, not allow him to take on Rashid Khan. That was diabolical last night, especially in the back end. You can't afford to do that. It cost the Mumbai Indians a few runs, cost them options to put pressure on Rashid Khan if you rotated the strike, and they lose by 6 runs. And doing that strategic negativeness is just not on. So the Mumbai Indians deserve to lose last night. Gujarat Titans, for me, I had written them off out the start of the season early on. First game, they've just shown that they've got a game plan that can turn things around and really dominate on their home soil. Now, I just want to quickly jump over to an issue that happened between the Rajasthan Royals and Lucknow Super Giants. And I can actually talk to the guest that we've got on. He's a Lucknow Super Giants fan. I'm not happy with Rahul. I'm definitely not happy with Rahul here. There was I think it was a 17.5 over mark where Sanju Samson has hit the ball out to the deep. He's come back for 2. He's easily going to get home, but the ball comes in. It's bouncing in front of him, and Rahul has to come to the right of his stumps. So he's coming away from the stumps. The ball's going to bounce. Sanju Samson does the right thing by his keeper counterpart and also the captain of the opposition team as he's captain. He's doing the right thing. He's putting his health in the front and centre. He pulls out, allows the ball to go through to Rahul, and then tries to slide his bat in. But doing that, Rahul tries to run him out. That is not good enough. That's not good sportsmanship. And if you look at the highlights, you see Sanju Samson, as he's run past where Rahul's chasing after the ball, he's giving the death stare. And then he walks back and then he turns around and gives another death stare to Rahul. That is not appropriate sportsmanship on the field. When someone is trying to put your health in a good space, in a good area, and you go out and try and do something dirty like that. I love Rahul, but I just don't like what he did there. So watch out for that. And I love the next ball. The bowler bowled a wide. Rahul's called for wanted to go upstairs. And the next ball, that ball was called a no ball. Sanju Samson hits the next ball for 6. So have a look at the highlights, 17.5 over mark on that. Right, tonight's game. Let's quickly go through what I think is going to make the difference tonight. Firstly, Kohli and Green. These two have to step up. The last game that they played, they just didn't have a high enough strike rate. They were holding things up in the middle overs, and they just can't afford to do that. I think there was a period there where out of the 70-odd balls, Virat Kohli only faced 20 of them. He could not get the strike. He could not get the momentum. So I'm not going to put too much pressure on him. But Cameron Green out the other end, he's been paid big bucks. And having a strike rate of 80, 22 balls he took up for that strike rate of 80, with Virat Kohli out there at the other end, not being able to rotate strike. He has to stand up tonight. If he doesn't turn things around, that middle order with Cameron Green in it could be costly. But I think they should make a change as well. I think Maxwell should just go down 1 to number 5. Cameron Green should come in at least at number 4. If you look where he dominated last year with the Mumbai Indians, he dominated at number 3, but they've got Patidar there, and I think you've got to keep Patidar coming in at number 3, Cameron Green out 4, and then Maxwell coming in those middle overs where he can really dominate. And then Rowett coming in after Maxwell, I think is another good option. And that just adds a little bit of extra depth as well with Kartik coming in out number 7. So I just think they can change the batting order up there. RCB's bowling tonight really has to stand up as well. They've got to get the death bowling right. I think they'll go with the same bowling attack as they did last time. Joseph coming into the back end under pressure, knowing that out the other end that they don't really have someone there that is a pure, genuine death bowler. Siraj has been trying to do the job over a number of years, but he just doesn't execute there. Even though he's got heart, he's got soul. This is one part of his game where he's really got a lift. And there at Bangalore, the home ground there, you can't afford to miss your lengths. You've got to have a good Yorker. You've got to have a searing bouncer where it's on the money, and it's got to be a quick bouncer and the odd change of pace. And if you get that right, well, you're going to have some good death bowling. So Siraj has got to find the right options there. I like it as Dale is opening the bowling, but I think their spinners tonight could get hurt against Glenn Maxwell. I just don't think they have enough turn within their bowling, and I just think it's going to be easy options straight down the ground. Right, our next talking point for tonight, I think it's Johnny Bairstow that we're going to have a little bit of a rap about. I'll go with Johnny Bairstow first. I think Johnny Bairstow at the top of the order. He was unlucky getting run out the other night, but he just showed some form. He just looked as though he was playing with ease. And out Chinnaswamy tonight, I think he's going to be the bee's knees, and I think he'll be the highest scorer of the game and put Punjab Kings 11 in a comfortable position to be able to take out the game. But they also need to work on their bowling. They've got the options of Curran there with the left arm option, Arshdeep Singh. Those two will open the attack. But again, they need their spinners to lift tonight. But it's all going to be up to Rabada tonight with his sheer pace and a wicket-taking ability, because they don't have other wicket-taking options, or too many wicket-taking options through those middle overs. Rabada all of a sudden has to go away from his genuine game plan where he could keep it nice and tight and look for wickets. When you've got your strike bowler doing that, all of a sudden he gives options where he can leak a few boundaries as well and take the pressure off for the opposition batting team. So tonight, before we get to the special guest, I think Punjab Kings 11 have got a team that can beat RCB. But I think RCB, with their batting prowess tonight out Bangalore, and Siraj turning things around in the death overs, I think they will come up trumps and win their first game in this IPL. Okay, let's get the special guest up, please, AK. And it's Gushan. Gushan, where are you? Where are you? Here we are, Gushan Singh. How are you, mate?
All good, sir.
And you go for Lucknow Super Giants?
Yes, sir. Yesterday was a bit of harsh game for us. I think we should have won it with the amount of attack that we have in the middle order in terms of Nicholas Purin's and Marcus Stone's power hitting abilities. I trusted that we can easily win this off, but I feel the opposition were just too over on us. Maybe the Ashwin's over, the 18th over that Ashwin bowled, that went boundaryless, proved to be a fatal factor for us. Otherwise, even Sandeep Sharma bowled a decent amount of good balls, which actually trapped our batters. And Nicholas Puran, I feel that he should now take the responsibility, because he is just not just because he is the vice captain. He's such an experienced player. He has captained the West Indian team. He should take the responsibilities of scoring and hitting, as well as my favorite Marcus Stone is my favorite all-rounder currently. Marcus Stone is. He should all the amount of hitting that he did last time against the last two games that we played against. One was against Sunrisers Hyderabad in Hyderabad. The game that was actually a very, very fantastic game, because in the last overs we saw that he smashed Bhuvneshwar Kumar around 24 or 25 runs, and we won that game in just the 18 overs. So I feel for us, but I feel that KL Rahul should bat with more aggressive and more intent, because I thought that KL Rahul was actually pushing us to the limits where Nicholas Puran was, went into a hurry, and we kept on losing momentum throughout the game.
Yep, I totally agree with you. And I think the big one there for the Rajasthan Royals is Sandeep Sharma. Normally you see Sandeep Sharma bowling in the power play with the new ball swinging it, but his options and his execution out the back end there with some slower deliveries, also change up bounces. He was bamboozling your batsman out in the final stages there. So I think Sandeep Sharma is the one that won the game for you. And I think the other thing that I like about Rajasthan Royals was Berger, the South African quick bowler. He put a bit of pressure on your top order. They found him a little bit difficult to get away with early, and they were a little bit rushed with him as well. But I just felt also Paran against Chahar with the right arm leg spin, I thought he could have been a little bit more aggressive there in that sense as well, because they were on top of the other spinner and just or give Sanju Sampson a few more headaches. But anyway, you've got some questions for me. Let's get stuck into those questions right now. What's your first question?
So first, before we start with the questions part, I just wanted to ask a genuine question to you because I've been wanting to ask such a great expert. So I have noticed a pattern in IPL, a certain pattern in IPL. So the Australian pacers and some genuine hard length hitting fast bowlers generally get rattled in IPL, and they generally don't prove to be very good as they are in the international circuit. So why is it so that Sena bowlers and the bowlers that are bowling that come from West Indies, that come from Australia, find it more hard to play in the IPL, and they don't find some certain good wickets and don't prove to be as quality as?
Yeah, no, it's a very good point there. And I think if you look at Joseph, you look at Cummins as well as Mitchell Starc, they get paid big bucks for a short tournament. And also there's pressure back here in Australia as well, right? You're going over and playing in the IPL, but you take a break here in Australia. So there's also that pressure behind them. But getting paid the big bucks and not delivering on the first game always puts pressure on you. And that's why you look at Sunrisers Hyderabad, it's a big risk to have Pat Cummins as captain, because if he doesn't do well, all of a sudden you've got to go back to Markram, and that just puts a little bit of disharmony and a little bit of you worry about the trust within the group as well, with the coaching staff and making the right decisions of your playing group out in the middle. So that's one aspect. But I look at Mitchell Starc the other night. I thought he bowled first up beautifully. He's getting the ball to swing. He got an outside edge and the keeper dropped what should have been a catch. That could have changed the whole complexion of the game. But you're under pressure. IPL, it's not the same as Australian wickets. They're not quite as quick. And you've got to have those change-up deliveries. And I think that's what Mitchell Starc has definitely got to work on for Kolkata Knight Riders on those these slower pitches. He's got to be able to have those cutting deliveries. And I thought Rana, the big, tall, quick from Kolkata Knight Riders, showed Mitchell Starc what to do in the back end of an over. It's about change of pace and not looking for the Yorker all the time, but also those change of pace on these wickets on a good length.
I really like the way Jasprit Bumrah handled his bowling.
Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, but I really like the way Bumrah handled.
Yeah, exactly right. That's what you've got to learn from as well. So young Rana from the Kolkata Knight Riders, I'm touting him as a big weapon this year for the Kolkata Knight Riders. I'm looking to see how he goes. So Mitchell Starc has got to look out Boomerang and also how Rana went about his business, because he's got that lethal Yorker, but he can't go to it all the time in the death, and that's one thing that's going to be his downfall out the back end. Good observation there. Very good observation. And even Spencer Johnson last night. I saw something here. We might be able to talk about it a bit later, but the coach of Gujarat Titans is always on the sideline directing traffic or helping direct traffic. I think it's over the top sometimes, but I love the way that he's in there trying to help the inexperienced Johnson to be able to execute a game plan. And I think that's going to work well for Gujarat Titans moving forward. Even though I'd get frustrated with him on the sidelines talking to my ear all the time, other personalities or other people would accept it. But once you know what he's about and that he means well and what the intent is, I think that will work well down there as well. So good observations there. What's your question? Next question.
Thank you, sir. So second thing that I wanted to talk about was we have seen that Azmatullah Omarzai has been fantastic for Gujarat Titans last night. And even for the Afghanistan side, the T20s and the ODI matches that they are playing, Azmatullah Omarzai is that a guy that has contributed with the bat also and with the ball also in the entire the 50 over World Cup also. He performed really very well. So are Gujarat Titans in a bit of a problem in selecting their overseas slots, because even Kane Williamson is yet to arrive, and if Kane Williamson arrives, you hardly can drop him because their middle order struggles with inexperience in it. Vijay Shankar, despite being an Indian option, he isn't as consistent as he was. So are Gujarat Titans in a bit of a problem of selecting their overseas options?
No, I like where the Gujarat Titans are. I thought they set up pretty well last night. I like Siddharasan coming in at number 3. I think he stabilised the innings, and then you got Tawadia and Miller coming out the back end, and you can utilise Rashid in that middle period as well. I'd like to see Shah Rukh Khan go in instead of Shankar in that middle order, especially when you've got the batting depth of Tawatia and Miller behind. You can have that more aggressive batsman out the top of the order as well. So I think he's a better option than Shankar. And I just think that allows them to have more options with the ball down the bottom, out the bottom. And the way that they really captained the team last night, the way that Gill went about captaining the team, I just thought they looked like a unit that is switched on, prepared. And I think I'm going to eat my words, what I said earlier on in the year or at the start of the tournament, that they're going to finish down the bottom. They showed last night that they are going to control their home turf. And if they do that, they've just got to win a couple of games away from home. They've got a great fan following. And the only concern I have really is Umesh Yadav for Gujarat Titans. That's the only concern. Absolutely love the guy. I play with him at Kolkata Knight Riders, but he's just got to have that belief and just back himself when he's under pressure. If he can do that, then Gujarat Titans have found their replacement for Shami, and with Mohit Sharma coming in those middle phases and utilising the bowling that they did last night, they're going to be a team to beat. I don't think they need to have Kane Williamson in there. I think Kane Williamson in that batting lineup would be a detriment. He's not a quick scorer. He's someone that consolidates, but he's not a power hitter. In T20 cricket, in IPL, you need those power hitters, especially with the depth that they've got. Good question. Did I answer it right?
Actually, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
So actually, even I was impressed by Spencer Johnson's last over bowling, but I thought that he might have bowled a bit of more good length areas, and he should have fitted more in front, because I have seen his bowling in the 100. I've seen him bowling in Big Bash League. The area of strength he has is swinging the ball from the good length areas. I think he went just too short on bowling those areas and tried something very new from his regular, what I call a special delivery.
Yeah, who are we talking about there? I didn't quite get the name out the start when you mentioned it.
Sir Spencer Johnson.
Oh, Spencer Johnson. Yeah. Look, Spencer Johnson's very inexperienced as well. And I thought that was big money paid for Spencer Johnson with someone who's inexperienced. But he's done well in the Big Bash. And I just think the coach down there at Gujarat Titans can really make a difference for him in this IPL. And if he talks to him well, doesn't put too much pressure on him, just keeps the game plan simple, you'll get the best out of Johnson. And I think the Gujarat fans out there too, don't expect too much. Okay, if he wins you 3 or 4 games off his own bowling, he is worth the money. If he doesn't win you 3 or 4 games, that's where that's where you lose value. So when you look at these big paid guys, you want a little bit of consistency there, but there's going to be games where he's going to get blown away. But there's going to be games where he's on song and wins you the match in those tight situations. So, yeah, good observation there, Gushan. Yeah.
So now, the next question for me might be a very awkward question, because it's something that even Ricky Ponting doesn't know about.
Yep.
So Delhi's inexperience in the middle order, with the lack of options in the deep also, and they are struggling. The game that they played against Punjab Kings, the clearly sign that we have shown that their middle order after Rishabh Pant goes, it's except Abhishek Purel, everybody did fail at that sort of. Neither Tristan Stubbs scored runs, neither Akshay Patel did what he does often all the time for Delhi Capitals. So, do you think that Jake Fraser McCurragh is a good option in the middle order for Delhi Capitals?
I think it is. I just think they went with too many batting options with the overseas. I still think they've got some good bowling options there from the overseas contingents. I'm not 100% sure whether Norkie's injured or not. I've got to follow up on that. We had a Shield final here, so I was commentating in that Shield final over here while the Delhi Capitals game was on. So I'm just was Norkie injured or not? Did you know whether Norkie's injured or not?
So Noki hasn't arrived yet. The reports are
Uh,
coming that he has joined the camp recently, but
yeah,
he's
yeah.
not fit for bowling,
Not
I
fit for
guess.
bowling. So that's a big concern for me. So their lower order, as you just said, there is a real worry, and their bowling attack's a real worry because they just can't go in with frontline Indian bowlers. I just don't think that they've got enough depth there and the variety. They need that extra pace. They need Norkie fit. If they don't have him fit, they can't have Mitchell Marsh bowling 4 overs. They can't be using him as a mainstay bowler too often. Yes, when you've got to go for the impact play because your batting's failed and you need that big hitting out the back end, they took a risk there. But they don't want to continually make those risks. So they're going to have to look at other options to make sure they bat a little deeper. So that's a real good observation there. Real good observation.
Another reason why their bowling is struggling, I feel that they released Chetan Chakaria and didn't buy a great Indian bowling option. They just went with the
Yep, yep.
same Indian bowling options that they played the last year.
Yeah. Oh, exactly right. Exactly right. And I just think, you just need that variety there. I'm just going to quickly flick over and see what other options they've got in the ball with the ball there. So, using Mitchell Marsh, just not on. They've got all their big players basically in the batting department. So yeah, they're gonna have to yeah, if they don't have Norkie there, that puts a bit, and he doesn't play for the whole year, that puts a big dent into their team, and their bowling attack's not going to be lethal. And you don't have someone with that sheer pace to bowl with Kuldeep Yadav in those middle overs. I think that's a good combination, having Norkie and Kuldeep Yadav going together, because you've got pace that's controlling the momentum of the batsman out the other end where they can't score freely, and you've got the leg spinner out the other end who turns it both ways, and you feel as though you've got to go after him to keep the run rate going. So the Delhi Capitals at the moment just don't have the right balanced team moving forward. But how good is it to have Rishabh Pant back? That is a good call. I like the way that he moved the other day. He looks as though he's fully fit. So that's a good thing. We better keep moving. What's the next question that you've got there, Gushan?
So the next question for me is from my rivals team,
Yep.
the Punjab Kings, because we
Yep.
smashed a lot of runs against them last year. We scored the second highest IP total in Mohali.
Yep. Yep.
So if you talk about Punjab Kings, the main issue that we see in their entire team is the lack of, which you have even mentioned in your shorts and videos. They don't have a lot of proven Indian options in the top order. They
Yep. Yep.
lack the number 3 and number 4 player. So how do you think that who and how do you think is going to be there? First of all, who do you think is going to be the key man in the batting who should take the responsibility of scoring the runs, and his overall, his expertise matters the most to Punjab Kings at this stage?
Oh, look, I think Jitish Sharma last night, I was disappointed with his dismissal the other day, where he tried to play that reverse sweep. He was in no control of it. I think Sharma out the bottom end has to stand up, because you need those players out the back end. I think Prab Simran Singh, I think coming in out number 3, I think that's a good option. And you've got him coming around the overseas options that they've got. They're very lucky that they've got Sam Curran there. I think Sam Curran's overpriced, but he's more of a batting option than a bowling option. And he showed his worth last night. But I don't think Sam Curran can bat any higher than what he did the other night. They don't want to use him in the top 3. They've got to use him down in the bottom half. So with their inexperienced Indians, they've got to have them batting around the experienced overseas players. And the overseas players have really got to take the initiative and make sure they're putting pressure on the opposition bowlers. And if that happens, all of a sudden, if one of these inexperienced Indian players gets a boundary, all of a sudden the bowlers are a little bit worried because they're thinking, right, if I can keep the Indian batsman on strike, I'm controlling the over. But if he finds a boundary and all of a sudden he gets a single the next ball, then I've got to bowl to someone like a Livingston. My over's going to blow from what potentially could be a 7-run over to a 15-run over. And that's where the Punjab Kings 11 could really, really exploit opposition bowling attacks, just the way that they have an Indian inexperienced batsman batting with an overseas experienced batsman. That's the way that they could operate. But the one person I am really worried about is Rahul Chahar. I really love his leg spin bowling, but tonight out Bangalore, if he doesn't get any turn, I'm just a little bit worried with the short boundaries that easy options for Glenn Maxwell down straight down the ground, and Brar as well tonight. Brar against Maxwell, that's going to be a big contest. So I think the Punjab Kings 11 team tonight, looking at their lineup, they've got to get their batting right. But the matchup of Brar and Rabada against Maxwell will be the key whether they win or not tonight as well. What do you think about that little matchup?
I also feel that the matchup against the Maxwell and the matchup of Maxwell and Kagiso Rabada could be proven fatal because as you said earlier in the video, the team that bats first is going to be in a, what I can say, on the back foot. And the team that is chasing first could be 90% winning the game, because even I feel that the venue of RCB is a venue where the spinners get smacked about, and that was an excellent point that you mentioned just right now. If Rahul Chahar doesn't find this spin, he might just get smacked, because even Glenn Maxwell plays the spin excellently well. And even I've seen Rajat Patidar playing a decent amount of spin in the nets, and he's practicing for hours and hours on spinners, because even I know that the part that Punjab Kings might struggle is their spin bowling, because they have a lot of inexperience in that department as well.
Yeah, well, us RCB are very similar. We'll just take a question here. Anupam Dev Burman. Hello, sir. Hope you remember me. I do. Should RCB go with Reece Topley for Alzari Joseph in Bangalore? Or should they or should they not? That's the big question. I think while they've got the left arm option of Yash Dale, I don't think they need to play Reece Topley. I just think Joseph adds extra pace. Joseph's a better option in the death overs, and that's something that they lack. They need at least one bowler who's very good in the death overs. They want to make sure that Joseph's not bowling in the power play, and they save at least 2 overs with him against Glenn Maxwell. The only way that matchup won't happen if Virat Kohli and du Plessis really take the attack to the Arsteep and Sam Curran in those early overs. Otherwise, try and save Joseph as much as you possibly can to bowl in those middle overs against the power of Glenn Maxwell, because Glenn Maxwell is not as good as against pace, especially when you've got 2 bounces up your sleeve in an over. So you've got to make sure that matchup happens. Okay, have we got another question there, please, AK, from the gallery? Hello, sir. I am a CSK fan. Should CSK play Santner over Tekshana? In my opinion, Santner should be played, as he can bat and he is a brilliant fielder as well. Gushan, would you play Santner over Tekshana?
So I'll prefer Theekshana, because the quality that Theekshana brings about in spin-friendly conditions and the amount of spinner that he has, definitely Mr. Santner can contribute with the bat. Mr. Santner has done decently well for New Zealand by playing at number 7, number 8 spots. But I feel that you need a bit of more quality spinner. You should go with a proper spinner than an all-rounder. Also, they have a lot of batting. They can add in Shivam Dube as an impact player. Which actually adds up to their batting. With Shivam Dube playing at number 6, number 7, I don't feel like they need that amount of batting which Mitchell Starner does, and they need a proper spinner in that role.
Yep. I totally agree with you. Sid FCB. It would be great to have an extra batting there with Santner in there and probably better fielding capability. But when you look at the options, you've also got Ravinder in there as well, opening the batting that can bowl a little bit of left arm off spin with Jadeja. So very good. Okay, you had the next question up there. Get that one up there. Yep. Miko. It looked like Nera was the one marshmallowed the GT troops, even when they had Pandya last year. You could just about, I could just about agree with that, but I think you're a little bit hard on Hardik Pandya. I think Hardik Pandya is a good leader out in the middle. I think Ashish Nehra and Hardik Pandya really work well together with their personalities. And the good thing about Nehra is he's talking to the bowlers on the fence while Hardik Pandya is concentrating on what's happening at the moment. So it is actually a good combination in that respect. Just as long as Ashish Nehra is not putting too much in the mind of the bowler, and what Nehra and what he actually is doing is talking to the bowler about what he's thinking when he comes on for that next over, the plans that he's got against the opposition batsman. So I think that's how those two really operated. And I think if Gill and Nehra can get that sort of combination happening as well, I think Gujarat Titans could really motor along to this year and surprise me and get in the top 4. Gushan, do you agree with me?
So I definitely agree with you. Even I would like to agree with the statement that was Hardik Pandya's and Ashish Nehra's both bromance that brought GT into the finals. And if Gill was definitely very good last day, he was perfect in making the decisions. Also, I feel that Nehra as an individual person, he backs his bowlers. Last year also we have seen he played Darshan Nalkande. He played other guys also like Pradeep Sangwan. They also did win matches when Mohammad Shami and other guys were on rest. So I definitely feel that it's basically the captain and the coach combined, not just Ashish Nehra, but it was Hardik Pandya also. We should all appreciate that, despite Hardik Pandya now not in Mumbai Indians, we should all appreciate the fact that he has been a successful captain and his bromance with Nehra actually helped them win 1 year.
Beautiful answer to that one. Okay, have we got one more question before we get going? Because it's a big game. Oh, Asherman Barak. Sir, DC should try Jake FM in place of Shy Hope or Tristan Stubbs. What is your opinion? Well, before I go to Gushan, I think you've played your first team. You think that is your first team. You've got to go with that team in the next game. You've got to show a little bit of consistency. You've got to show faith to your players. If you're chopping and changing too early in the tournament, all of a sudden players get a little bit nervous. Players start to doubt themselves a little bit. They start to have a little bit of distrust in the coaching staff. And yeah, you've just got to try and keep the harmony within there. So at least the first 3 games, you've got to go with your first 11. The only time you change your 11, if you've got someone like Norkie who comes back in the fray and comes into the 11 because he's fit. If he's injured, you're obviously you leave him out. But if he's come back from injury and he's right to go, that's the only time you make changes early on in the tournament. What do you think, young fella?
So just I would like to add to the question. So Delhi Capitals haven't replaced a player with replace if they play if Delhi Capitals replace a player with Anrik Nokia, because they are also having a Jai Richardson into their attack. But Jai Richardson, I feel it's too early to bring him. So
Yep.
should they add Xavier Bartlett?
Should they what? Have
Should they add Xavier Bartlett if Andrik Nokia gets ruled out for this year's IPL?
who were you saying? I didn't quite get the pronunciation there.
So Xavier Bartlett. Xavier Bartlett.
But where's he from? He's
So he's from Australia.
no. Oh well. Oh, Xavier. Xavier Bartlett. Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? He wouldn't be a bad option. He's tall. He can bowl those change of pace, and when the wicket wears out the back end, I think he'll be a very good option. Very good pickup there. Very, very good pickup. But I don't think the Delhi Capitals will be taking such a huge risk on bringing someone in for Norkie too early in the piece. They'll be giving him as much opportunity to prove his fitness because he is the key with his extra pace. And he complements all the bowlers that he's got there. I think when you've got someone like Bartlett coming in, he's not as quick, nowhere near as quick, and he's just similar to the other bowlers that they've got there. Jai Richardson, a little bit quicker than all the bowlers there, and skiddy, but sometimes, especially on that Delhi wicket with short boundaries and just timing, having Jai Richardson there can be a little bit of hit and miss. If the ball's not swinging, then he can be he's a little bit easier for the batsman to play. If it's swinging, then he's a really good option. And that's one thing that Jai Richardson's got to bring to his game in the death overs as well, especially over there in the subcontinent when the ball reverses. He's got to get the ball to reverse because he could be dynamite with that low trajectory with the ball swinging both ways. If he adds that to his game, then he could be an option and you wouldn't need to bring Bartlett in there. That is a very, very good pickup. Very, very good pickup. Tell you what, Gushan, we've got to have you on Hoggout in the future. You've got some really good input with the game of cricket there. Now, we're going to sign off now. Punjab Kings 11 or RCB tonight?
So I feel Punjab Kings. Punjab Kings have a lot of firepower in the batting and bowling. I feel Punjab Kings can win.
Yep, rightio. I'm going to take a little punt here. I'm going to go for RCB, and I'm just hoping that Siraj delivers in the back end. So we're going to see the best of Siraj tonight. He's going to get the confidence, and that might hopefully just give me a bit of confidence that they've got another death bowler to go alongside Joseph tonight. So RCB, all right, we're up against each other. Okay, thanks very much for joining me. Now, you're just finishing your exams. Do you want to get to college to study engineering?
Yes, sir.
Good luck with that, mate. Good luck with that. And I hope it comes to fruition. Now, do you play a little bit of cricket?
Yes, sir.
What are you, bowler or batter?
So I am a keeper batter.
You're a keeper batter. You're my man.
Yes, sir.
I love a keeper. But you wouldn't like me because I hardly ever got the ball to spin past the bat. So no stumpings for you. But anyway, Gushan, thanks very much for being a great sport. Great to have you on the show. And good luck to Punjab Kings 11 tonight. And just quickly, Lucknow Super Giants, that's who you go for, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Right. What changes do they need to make next game for them to turn things around?
I feel that, so currently I feel the team is exactly what the team needs to be. I don't feel like you should make any changes early on, and the maximum change that I feel is bringing on Shivam Mavi if Yash Thakur fails after 3 to 4 games.
Beautiful. Mavi, I play with him out at the Kolkata Knight Riders. A quiet fella and very good with the ball. Hopefully he gets an opportunity. Now, Gushan, thank you very much for joining us today. Good luck with your studies. Thank you very much for everyone who's joined us. We're going to have another Hogs Live early on Thursday this week as well. And good luck to RCB tonight from my end. And for Gushan's end, good luck to Punjab Kings. Let's see who comes out trumps. Hog out.